How do I prepare for college after I get accepted? This is by far the most asked question I get from college applicants. It's understandable, you have several months before college starts and you want to get a head start. I answered this question more than 100 times. People value the purpose-driven approach of all the options I lay out. I know it's exciting to get accepted to college. It's tempting to put everything you have going on aside. Take care of unfinished business first. If you still have some coursework or have a full-time job, first get that off your list. Also, take at least 2 weeks to re-energize before you start college. The first semester is going to be very difficult. You want to start with full energy. Whatever you study, it's easy to figure out the hard skills that every student in that domain should have. You can find that by searching online and by reading the course descriptions. An example, my students are space engineers. Nowadays, all of them should have basic skills in programming and mechatronics. Before college starts is a good time to do an online Python course or to buy an Arduino kit and build a small robot. This will give engineering students a head start when things start to get real in college. I don't recommend trying to attempt any of the first semester courses on your own. I know you have access to the semester plan and it's tempting to study before college starts. If you start on your own, it's going to be too much, too specific, and you'll probably get stuck at some point. I believe it's more efficient to follow along with the instructions of the professor during the semester. Here's what I recommend though. Read more abstract motivational content about your field of choice. Let me give you some examples for space engineering students. You could take an introductory massive open online course about the applications of space technologies. You could watch documentaries and read basic books about spaceflight. Here's what that does to you. Your brain makes meaningful connections between what you've read and the complex coursework in college. It will be much easier for your brain to categorize complex information if you have some very basic understanding of your field of study. In college, the course content is so detailed that you can easily lose sight of the bigger picture, like the purpose, the applications, the different branches of the domain. When you prepare for college, you want to have that bigger picture of your field of study already and then fill the gaps with complex information. I'm not a big fan of refreshing basics like math. Many students ask me if they should do that, and I want to discuss it critically here. Imagine investing 100 hours in a differential equations course before college starts. This can be quite cumbersome. You can get lost in detail, whereas you lose sight of the bigger picture. This can be demotivating. Then, was it really what you needed? You really want to make sure that you don't waste hundreds of hours of hard work on something that wasn't required in the end. You could have invested your time more efficiently by doing something else. Please talk to a counselor before you decide to refresh fundamentals on your own. If you had several gap years, if math is your weak point, of course it's fine to take an early bird math course or an online course. Only make sure that this is really what you need for your course of study. There are always tools that are essential for certain disciplines. Architects need CAD tools, many engineers need MATLAB, others simply need Excel. Ask a counselor what tools students constantly use, then start learning them if they're available for free. One recommendation though, avoid landing in tutorial hell. It means doing one meaningless tutorial after another. Instead, define a very simple project and use the tool as a tool for the project. This is what I always did when I learned tools and skills as a teenager. I tried building a computer game, a website, or something else. Try to find a real problem you want to solve or do a project that you can enjoy. Believe me when I say there are hundreds of things about college you don't know by the time you start. How to study most efficiently for exams, how to manage your time, how to get a student job, what extracurricular activities to pursue. The list is long. Normally, no one teaches you those things. It's your responsibility to be aware of everything there's to know about college life. Then you'll be able to make the most of it. 4 years into college, you don't want to be like, oh, I wish I knew that from the start. Watch the basic videos from study YouTubers. I also put many book recommendations for college students in the description. You're gonna meet a lot of new people and try to make new friends. You're shy and you hate small talk? Welcome to the club. Don't think just because I'm okay with talking into the camera means I'm comfortable doing small talk. Those are very different things to me. One is a very structured and goal-oriented approach of summarizing information. The other is a spontaneous conversation about random topics. I love deep one-on-one conversations, but I don't like small talk. Like a group of people standing around, having lunch, and cross-talking about I don't know what. I found a solution that works for me. When I meet with people, I always force an activity like sports or a board game. The conversations just happen on the side. When you start college though, you're going to be confronted with small talk every day. The good news is you can learn how to deal with it. Here's where self-help books about small talk, how to make friends, and body language can really help. It's not about acting like a different person. You want to be yourself. It's more like entering a sports arena agenda with a strategy instead of trying to just play along with no training at all. You have a few icebreakers ready to use. You know how to consciously respond to a sentence and keep the conversation going. You know where to best sit in a group and posture yourself. Knowing and executing these things will give you more confidence, and you'll worry less about what you're going to say next or if people think you're awkward. After some time, the routines become natural. I also recommend taking a few hours to make a rough plan for the next years. What do you want to do in the semester breaks? Do an internship or travel? Are you planning to get a student job? Get an overview of places you could work at. Prepare your application documents. I made a video about how to utilize the semester break, in which I explain the long-term planning process in more detail. Finally, update your social media status and connect with your future classmates. Maybe there's already a social media group for your batch. It's fun to talk to people who are going on the same adventure. Maybe you can support each other. Also, you can start looking for student groups, clubs, and meetups around your destination college. I wish you good luck in college. See you soon.